Australia and America are telling me that getting bit by a spider will be the equivalent of dating your mum because apparently all my limbs will fall off. I'm having such a good day. Why am I being dragged around by a dolphin? A bigger spider just means more to hug, am I right, guys? You Australians freak me out. You guys would hug that spider and everything, wouldn't you? Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Slob channel. I need you to understand that I will do everything in my power to make you happy. That's right, I will, because I value your opinion and your enjoyment. Which is why today, by popular demand, we are going back to watch some more Parz. That's right, more Parz, because that's not confusing in the slightest. Regardless of that fact, though, you guys wanted it, I'm here to give it to you. I am putting my comfort aside for the sake of your enjoyment, because I definitely didn't need to sleep at night, knowing full well that there are these monstrous creatures living out somewhere in the world. Even though they might be miles and miles away from me, just knowing they exist is enough to put me into a induced coma of fear. So with that being said, let's enjoy some Australian nightmare fuel. Yeah! I'm ready. I'm ready to defend myself. Look, if these animals are rocking enough weaponry to take out all of North England, then I damn well better be rocking something to defend myself.
Australia doesn't just have snakes and spiders.
Does it have common sense? Oh no, they can't have that because they live in Australia.
It has a tiger. Well,
okay. Tasmanian tiger?
Introducing the thylacine, better known as the Tassie tiger. As the name suggests, native to my home state of Tasmania.
That's not horrifying, that's
little island
adorable.
of Australia's south coast. No, that is not New Zealand. They have hobbits, not tigers.
Okay, look, in their defense, I have family who live in New Zealand. And I have to be honest, in my own stupidity, when I was going to New Zealand, I did legitimately think this was New Zealand. I am a little bit silly. I am a little bit stupid and a little bit incompetent, I will point out. So, yeah, don't blame me on this one.
Coast. No, that is not New Zealand. They have hobbits, not tigers. Tiger isn't entirely correct. You see, the thylacine isn't a cat on steroids.
Oh no, they're gaslighting us.
Is the largest carnivorous marsupial on the planet. Despite the kangaroo coming in at 7 foot tall and throwing kicks like Chun-Li, they are herbivores, and everything else with the pouch.
Look, if you were in the proximity of a kangaroo, you deserve to get kicked.
1.3 meter, 20 kilo kangaroo dog with a tiger persona, the
Now, hey, listen, I know Alicia is going to try and tell you that I am a furry who has a fursuit and a persona that is lies and slander and not hyperbole. I need you to understand that anyone that tells you that I'm a furry are outright lying and don't deserve to be listened to, so don't you dare take them seriously.
Only marsupial apex predator. See, these things were ambush hunters, using stealth and speed to silently take down their prey like they're playing Assassin's Creed.
I mean, you can tell it's from Australia because no furry has this as their persona. At least not as far as I can tell. One way to tell how successful a species is based on how many furries have it as their persona. The more personas that exist of a species, the more successful your species has done in the celebrity stardomism.
On top of being a fully qualified Spec Ops agent, these things had a mouth on them to rival Kirby.
Good God!
Capable of opening their jaw.
Man, something that I have in relation to them. A mouth that's capable of world-ending catastrophe.
A full 80 fucking degrees.
What?
Which...
Are you kidding me? That's not a marsupial, that's a snake! That thing's got a mouth capable of dislocating itself and replicating that scene from Brothers Grimm where the horse eats the child. What that mouth do? Lots! Lots! Instill the fear of God in me is what it does. What that mouth do? Vor! You know, I swear to... I said it in the last video. I am 90% sure that God looked at Australia and just threw all of the discarded prototypes that didn't make the cut for the rest of the world and just put them into Australia. Good God.
Which is absolutely terrifying.
Why have you got to do
really
that?
Cool. It's just one small problem. You may have picked up on me talking mostly in the past tense, and that all of this footage is in black and white.
Oh no.
That's because we don't
have
a tiger. We had one.
Oh, no. You had a tiger? Man, I can relate because I had a good tiger with your mum. And now that's also past tense.
Unfortunately, the thylacine was driven to extinction in the late 1980s. By what exactly? The British.
Now, listen here. I will have you know, I will have you know that rapscallion of a Tasmanian tiger had me cornered with my women and children, and I was merely defending myself. It was not that Australia was caused of problematic nature. It was that your problematic nature was problematic to me, and I merely solved the problem. Lo and behold, that all things Australian summarily come back to being related to British in some way or another. Look, Jimmy and Billy were all imaginary. I am here to tell you that the Tasmanian tiger went extinct, not because I was defending my family like the founding fathers intended, but because I was rather peckish, and those Tasmanian tigers tasted great with a bit of thyme. Yes. Guys, it wasn't me, okay? I will not take proxy guilt like this again.
You see, when the Brits, did their thing and decided Tasmania was their house now, actually, they brought with them livestock, namely sheep and cattle, which was a fucking blessing to the Tassie tiger, which rapidly added these walking meatballs with the survival instincts of a wet sock to their meal plan.
Yeah.
Free real estate.
Yeah, that pretty much holds up. English people having the only thing in their existence that's worth, even talking about. Oh yeah, we brought over animals that have the equivalent mental capacities of Fortnite streamer.
Colonists did not take kindly to the thylacine taking their livestock without a license in it.
Oh.
So they placed bounties on their heads. Never mind that these things never attacked humans and very rarely took their livestock. No, they were an inconvenience. And so, September 7th, 1936, when the last thylacine, Benjamin, died cold and alone in a cage at the Hobart Zoo.
Aww.
Usually I'd end these with a joke, but the fact that we wiped his entire bloodline and turned him into a fucking rug isn't that funny.
These for a giggle. I mean, to be fair, these are equal parts terrifying, equal parts informative, and also equal parts documentary. So really what we've learned from this is never let a British person near your food source. Thanks, England. I'll have you know, I do not consider myself British. I am the most unpatriotic person. I am not ostracizing myself from British by guilt tripping. No. I have always, I was ashamed of being British before it was cool. I've always been ashamed of being British. Anyone who's been in my streams can attest to this. I hate the British. I hate living in a country that have banned gooning. This place is like hell. At least you guys live in literal hell. I have to live in a metaphysical hell that tries to present itself as a livable existence, when in reality it's like living in goddamn suburban Detroit!
Australia has a straight-up Pokemon.
No, I said I wasn't gonna buy any more cards. Okay, I'll go get my wallet.
Introducing the brushtail possum. More specifically, the golden brushtail possum.
Oh my god, I want one of those as a pet!
And one of the rare examples of an Australian animal that isn't expressly designed to DoorDash you straight.
I mean, you say that, I'm pretty- wait, no, hey, put that gun away! Put that gun away! I've got my own! You think you can fight me? Mother trucker, you wanna shoot out? You wanna friggin' shoot out? I'll shoot you out! Yeah, you may not be out there to murder me intentionally, but you'll still do it! You ain't taking my lunch! You ain't taking my Happy Meal! I will stand my ground, bitch!
Straight to heaven. You see, the brushtail is one of a grand
cute,
total of 20.
It's so dumpy and smushy and silly looking. I think this might be the accurate representation of the Australian Makarimore fans. Yeah. Do we have any Australians out there? Can we corroborate? Is this actually the Twitch chat from Australia? You know what? Hey, chat. any Australians who watch my content from now on, this is what you are. You are small, dumpy, adorable, fluffy, harmless creatures, and I love you. You are now anthropomorphized as this. You will be my little PogChamps.
23 species of Australian possum, which, despite the name, share absolutely no relation to the red-blooded American opossum. These are...
Dude, that's the whole thing. Australia likes to subvert your expectations sometimes. It gives you all of these wild creatures that want to murder you, terrify you, eat you, eat you and then stalk you and then eat you. And then they throw you a haymaker with like, this thing's kind of cute. So how's it going to eat my children? Meanwhile, at least in America, everything that is going to eat you looks like it's going to eat you.
Adorable little marsupials come in all shapes and sizes, from the ringtail possum to the sugar glider, and to our protagonist here.
Yeah, don't beat my chat like that. What the hell's wrong with you?
Golden brushtail, which is really just a common brushtail possum with a rare genetic mutation called leucism that causes them to lose the pigment in their skin. So,
I'm kind of leucism all the time as well.
It's a fucking shiny Pokemon, coming in at around 4.5 kilos and 40 centimeters in length. These tree-dwelling marsupials are nocturnal and primarily herbivores, mainly consisting on a diet of leaves and fruit. And for added cute points, as marsupials, yes, they carry around their babies in a little pouch like their roided out cousin, the kangaroo.
I want to carry around my chatters in my little pouch of goo and then absorb them for sustenance, because I might as well be an Australian creature myself with the amount of people that I eat.
However, come on, the thing is, from Australia, you didn't really think these bad boys would be squeaky clean, did ya? You see, they aren't entirely herbivores. Sure, they love a good salad. They will also quite happily raid a bird's nest and turn Tweety's kids into a 3-egg omelette. Well,
you know, eggs are designed to be one of two things. They're either designed to be chickens, or to hatch into a bird of some kind, or to be lunch. If the eggs didn't want to be lunch, why are they so tasty? I don't blame glorified Australian Twitch chat Pikachu over there. I blame eggs. I blame evolution. I blame God. God! You are responsible for Australia and these eggs being so tasty. If they didn't want to be eaten, you shouldn't have made them so tasty, God.
Kill? Sounds like a fine steak dinner to me.
And just because it's not a venomous predator doesn't mean it can't take your fucking finger off. And the cherry on top, Aussie Pikachu here doesn't go Pika Pika. No, you see, Down Under doesn't have Pokemon trainers, because when you step into the tall grass out here, you
die?
Hear this absolute fucking demon.
This spider can remove your limbs.
Bring it, bitch! You know, the last time I watched one of more Parz's videos, I wasn't prepared. I went into it thinking, oh, what could possibly be that bad about Australia? This time, I'm bringing some goddamn weaponry. I've got a fucking stick, bruv. I'll fucking poke you, I will. You ain't gonna bring that over. You're not gonna take my limbs. Not without me putting up a fucking fight, bruv. I'll bash you silly. I'm prepared this time. You got a sword? Well, a sword might be mightier than a stick, but I'm twice your size, you little shitbag. If you want my limbs, you're gonna have to fucking fight me for them, bruv!
But how? Introducing the brown recluse, native to the United States of America, and a prime example of don't judge a book by its cover. Because despite only coming in at
I thought this was meant to be Australia.
2 centimeters in length and rocking the spider equivalent of default character customization.
Did I just get gaslit? I thought we were supposed to be reacting how terrifying Australia is. If you tell me this is from America, you're gonna now completely remove my urge to want to travel anywhere other than to my local shopping center for bug repellent.
This little f***er is a level 500 rot build that gives Melania a run for her money.
I knew Melania was a little spider after all this, but sheesh.
See, a bite from a recluse starts in the most American way possible, with you accidentally stepping foot onto his private property.
Yeah, makes sense.
Causing him to exercise his Second Amendment rights.
Do you guys remember that movie from like 2009 called what was it? Spiders? Oh god, there was a movie like it was like 2009. Was it Holes? Spiders? Oh, what was it called? It's like such a cult classic spider movie where the spiders get big. Eight-legged freaks? I think so, yeah. It just reminds me of that. There is like that movie is terrible, but it is a cult classic. And to me, to this day, is why I have the fear of spiders in my brain.
But considering a spider can't really hold a gun, he's gonna settle on biting your ass. Now, that initial bite's pretty painless. You smack him away, all's well. There is just...
I, for one, by the way, detest how hypocritical life is. And how polarized life is. I, for one, I cannot be the only person who is as confused as I probably should be. The comic book world is telling me getting bit by a spider will give me superpowers and be the best thing to ever happen to me. But then Australia and America are telling me that getting bit by a spider will be the equivalent of dating your mum because apparently all my limbs will fall off. Pick a lane, world!
One small problem. Congratulations, you are now the proud owner of necrotic venom coursing through your veins, which at first does nothing. You walk back to your house, the bite starts to sting a little more. You feel sick. The wound swells, and the blood vessels around the bite burst, turning it a deep red.
Of course they get paracynical on this.
Over the next few days, that colour shifts from red to purple to black, as the venom literally destroys and kills the surrounding
yes, as if we had any semblance of doubt as to the fact that Australia is a horrifying country. And this isn't even an animal from Australia! What is this creature not doing in the prison country that it was destined? Guys, I think God got a little bit confused. I think God had been on the schlosh a little bit one night and was like, all right, fucking here's this spider that we're going to put in Australia. And then Abel came up and was like, hey, God, you want to know what'd be really funny? Let's put that spider that's destined for Australia in America instead. Wouldn't that be such a giggle? And God was like, oh, fucking Abel, you're so much better than your little dick of a brother. Yeah, fucking right, love. Let's put that shit in America for the gigs of it. Yeah.
Tissue in a process called necrosis. This causes the skin to literally rot and fall off of your body. And if you don't catch it in time, that rot's gonna...
I mean, I can only feel sorry for you guys. Being that I'm made of goo, this kind of thing doesn't affect me. You know, if I get bitten by a spider, that's just the love signal of that spider telling me that it wants me to get freaky with it. And considering the fact that my wife is a spider, I, for one, find this immensely cathartic and truthful. I as a slime girl, was made to turn unwifed spiders into wifed spiders. But the rest of you guys, when you get to meet a spider, you just lose all your limbs. Get eaten or dissolved. So I will sit here with my superiority of knowing that I live in a country where we don't have to, the only venomous thing we have to deal with is our own government. Knowing full well that we are responsible for all of you guys living in countries where the wildlife is more dangerous than the people you live next to. Knowing full well that everyone in the world that has to deal with problematic wildlife by proxy is only dealing with that wildlife because of us. You're welcome, world!
Spread. If you're lucky, it'll only make
Guilt
you
by
violently
proxy.
ill and leave permanent scarring. If you're unlucky, it just keeps spreading, and venom starts to destroy your blood cells and shut your organs.
I mean, with the 19 inches of venom, I wouldn't be surprised it would destroy. I mean, 19 inches of venom would be enough to rupture anyone's insides. Oh, wait, right, no, you mean the venom of the spider, sorry.
Down. Now, there's kind of only one solution to that, but you weren't using that arm anyway, right? This spider can...
Sheesh, dude. Next one.
This isn't a spider.
Oh, this is one of those scary ass snakes with the little board. It's like an anglerfish, right? it's got like a part of its body that it uses as a lure. I gotta be honest.
It's a snake.
I gotta be honest. That tail is freaky looking. That's scarier than the snake itself. I have seen this on documentaries. That tail unsettles me. It unsettles me more than the snake does. It is creepy looking. It's unsettling. I don't want to go near it. I don't want to touch it. I don't even want to think about it. I'm thinking about it. Ah!
Isn't a spider. It's a snake.
Your mum's a snake.
Introducing the Iranian spider-tailed horned viper, as the name suggests.
I mean, the snake's kind of cute. You know, it's all party in the top and all business in the bottom. And that is some business I don't want anything to do with. Like, I love snakes. I owned a corn snake in my life. I adore reptiles. I love that guy. He's cute. He's adorable. And he's got a bite that makes me go, ah. But that tail does not seal the deal. You know, this guy turns up to my date being like, hey, baby, you looking for a good time? And I'm like, oh, yeah, dude. Oh, yeah, no, we're going to have a great night. And then he pulls his pants down and his dick splits into two at the tip. And it's like really, like, smeg covered, and it's like, okay, you look like a 10, but your dick looks like it is a reject from the Acme Inventions Lab. So yeah, no, I don't have much standards, but that right there, no.
Yes, native to Iran, and you are all probably wondering why the f this snake has decided to attach a cosplay of the average Australian resident to his tail. The answer is food. You see, every known snake species is a predator. Some eat Bambi,
God damn
others
it.
eat Remy.
We are literally never going to live in a world where Dr. Disrespect isn't getting clowned on anymore. Also, Lava Tiger, thank you very much for the $10. Maybe Day's going well. As a fun fact, in New Zealand, we have giant armored grasshopper, like a bug. Worse, it has a lot more species all over our country. So Lava Tiger, I don't know if you heard this. I actually have family who live in New Zealand, and I have gone there several times. Also, it's a corn snake! That looks like the little guy that I owned.
And the spider tail, not unlike myself, absolutely
I mean, talk about gigahead. They may be completely undateable, but at least they're functional, you know? They are the basement-dwelling nerd that goes to Smash conventions that somehow manages to live a functional life, even though they smell and look like a Smash player.
Birds, famously, tend to fly. And last I checked, nope, ropes don't have wings. So, how does this vibe...
They don't have wings yet. They don't have wings yet. Judging by the way the world is going currently and how mother trucking trucked we are, it's only a matter of time before snakes figure out that they just need to grow wings to become the superior life form, and then we'll see who's laughing. Yes, the plot thickens. When snakes are gaining wings and pigs decide to go arboreal, that's when we'll know that the world is going to plot. Yes, snakes will get wings and the world will be mortified in hellfire. Snakes with wings, I say! Snakes with wings!
Get his zinger box. The answer is, again, food. You see,
it's
birds eat
appropriativity.
insects, and the spider tail knows this. So rather than trying to chase his prey down, this lazy fucker has evolved the evolutionary...
Oh, it's evolved the P. Diddy approach. It's just missing some lotion.
equivalent of DoorDash. You see, when a viper feels like a meal, it'll start the hunt by finding a nice rocky outcrop to curl up on like a couch. And due to the camouflage on his scales, this snake becomes practically...
He's so cute, though! Look at this little guy! He's got a constant angry face.
invisible.
But it's just to make you think he's unapproachable. Well, I'm sure this guy is great to hang around with when you get to know him. You might lose a limb or two, but when you become friends, you got a friend for life. When they live in the husk of your body after it dies of necrosis, and your carcass serves as a great housing for its nest.
Once he's nice and cozy, he begins to slowly wiggle his tail back and forth in front of him.
See what I mean? Ew, no. I can handle snakes. I can handle giant venomous creatures. I can handle your mum. But I cannot handle that. That tail is, oh god, that's actually making my skin crawl. The tail tip, like, I can't believe I'm saying this. This is the first time in my life that I've ever said this, but the tip is worse than the shaft. Ugh.
His face, perfectly mimicking the motion of an insect. Think of this as him placing his Uber Eats order. Meanwhile, up in the air, our undercooked chicken tender is flying around when,
oh my god! Okay, so if you want a metaphor here, guys, the similar way of this would be for me is if you put a pack of unopened Pokemon cards out on a rock, and you know, I see those Pokemon cards, I go down to get the Pokemon cards, but oh wait, those Pokemon cards were under a giant mousetrap. Now I'm yours forever. What's that? You didn't want to catch me to begin with? Well, that's a shame on you. Now I'm yours forever, whether you like it or not. Ha!
Free meal. What a delectable bug, just sitting there on that rock. And so,
yes, just a bug, nothing else.
An insect, happy meal. And just as he's about to reach his meal, this isn't a spider. It's a snake. Introducing the Iranian spider.
So, we're not so much learning about the fact that it's all, like, what we're really doing here is Parz is doing what's known as the natural chain of evolution and progression of escalation. Initially, Parz was telling us only the scary things about Australia. And that was great because in our heart of heart, we knew that ultimately Australia is its own separate prison hellhole that only the Australians would have to worry about. And now he's hooked us in by luring us in by learning about Australia, knowing that we'd never have to worry about dangerous animals nearer to us. But now that we've been hooked in and want to learn about Australia, he's now hitting us with animals that are a little bit more close to home, and I'm getting the fear of God thinking that he's going to start talking about animals that I didn't know lived in England that are actually more venomous than your mum! Next thing you're going to know, he's going to start talking about some wild animal in England that I didn't know existed, and now I'm going to step outside and go, oh wow, I sure am glad that there are no venomous animals in England! Oh man! And then he's going to show that there are, Okay, yeah, I get it. Adders, we do have adders in England, but those are about as poisonous as drinking McDonald's Sprite. It does nothing. Like, adders are the most poisonous thing in all of England, and they will just literally give you a tummy ache like you've gone to a Taco Bell.
Australia's scariest spider is hiding a deep secret. But what is...
Is he a VTuber? Is he secretly a fan of Adam Sandler?
Is it? Well, introducing the huntsman, native to the land down under.
Okay. Really?
Australia's
you wake up.
Spider is hiding a
You wake up and you see that on your wall. What are you doing?
Well,
okay, here's my question to all of you. This is the rationale. If you wake up one day and you see this on your wall, what are you doing? Because I have a bit of a story to tell you, right? About a week ago, I was casually minding my own business in my house, when all of a sudden I hear a big buzz in my room. A hornet had flown into my house, and I am terrified of hornets. Oh, snakes are fine. Spiders I can deal with. Wasps and hornets put the fear of God in me. So I hid in my room like a little bitch. Thankfully, I did eventually pluck up the courage to deal with this thing. In only the way I know how. I got it, guys. I got the hornet. It was totally the appropriate response to seeing a hornet in my house. But like how I handled that hornet, I would love to know how you would handle this.
Introducing the huntsman, native to the land down under, and the #1 cause of tourists absolutely shitting themselves on camera. And look,
they fly
in defense
now?
of said tourists, I will be the first to admit, yeah, this looks scarier than a job application.
What I've oh my god, sorry, I had to get the job application off the screen. Oh my god, I'm terrified of hornets, but that thing scares me more than anything else. Sorry, for your benefit, guys, I took it to the less scary thing. That job, guys, I'm sorry I let the scary job application sit on screen for more than 5 seconds. Here, have this absolutely normal and totally not scary spider. Oh wow, I completely forgot what I was saying. I ADHD'd myself.
Gangly ass legs, and the hair make him look like Slender Man's testicle. Now,
Oh yeah, I remember now. What I've learned about spiders is the bigger they are, the less scary they will be. Like, the bigger spiders are, the less interest in you they have. Usually. However, I will not talk about camel spiders. Camel spiders can suck. You know, I was about to say suck my D. I do not want camel spiders to have anything to do with me, and they can stay in their regional hell. I am just glad that England might be... you know, camel spider, like, England may be inhospitable. Not because the temperate climate is actually just, like, whatever. But it's because the spiders look at England and are like, yeah, I don't know if I would be willing to put up with jellied eels.
if having a negative charisma stat wasn't bad enough, I regret to inform you that the huntsman spider grows up to 30 centimeters
That's almost as big as my
in size, making it the largest spider on the planet by leg span.
Good
and legally allowing Subway to market him as a...
That's a big boy. A bigger spider just means more to hug, am I right, guys? You Australians freak me out. You guys would hug that spider and everything, wouldn't you?
Now, being the spider equivalent of a Ford F-150, you'd think he'd have the common decency to be slow, you know, tank build. Unfortunately, the huntsman is f***ing turbocharged. Now,
To be fair, that's the same kind of speed I move when I hear that my local store has a Pokemon restock going. Oh, wow! A 30-inch spider? A 30-inch spider? Wow! Hey, guys, I think it's all about time that we realize that we've all just got to come to the realization there's only one response that's appropriate in this situation. You want to know what it is? You want to know what it is?
Fire!
Yeah, the only way to deal with Australia. The only way. The equivalent of the meme of me burning my house down. But this is how you deal with Australia. You don't just deal with the one spider. You deal with the whole goddamn infestation. Because it's all gonna spread eventually. It's all gonna spread eventually.
Heretics. All right, fire!
And yet somehow these spiders would probably still find a way to tank it and come back kicking stronger.
it's usually at this point in the video that I would inform
God,
you
I hate
that
Australia.
he is also highly...
I hate Australia. That is until somebody wants to pay for my plane ticket and invite me to a convention over there, at which point I will come to Australia and gaslight you about how much I love your country and want to eat all your food, right up until the point I leave because somebody put a goddamn huntsman spider in my fucking soup!
venomous, because it's Australia. However, that's his big secret. The huntsman is a big sweetheart.
Yeah.
You see, despite looking like an SCP, huntsmen are incredibly timid, and on the rare occasion they do bite, their venom is harmless. In fact, seeing one
Yes, small spiders. Stop compensating for a micropenis.
of these bad boys in your house is a blessing in disguise, because if you see a huntsman in your home, I guarantee you won't see any annoying ass flies or mosquitoes.
Exactly.
Because he's eaten them. You see,
Guys, this is the stereotype we're trying to abate. Not all spiders are assholes. Some spiders are bros. Yeah. Like this, the philosophy from Finding Nemo, friends, not food. Some spiders actually work for a living. Some spiders aren't welfare grubbing little wombles that decide to live off of the government welfare, making everyone else have to work for them, pay their taxes whilst doing absolutely nothing and not benefiting society in any way, shape, or form, and sit there ostracizing everyone else in the world, making the entire country worse, whilst not giving a damn about the world they live in, and only make things end up being worse, whilst all the while blunting in the fact that they're not doing anything at all. Sorry. I keep inflecting my distaste for England into the spiders that we're looking at.
he understands he's big enough that he should be paying rent, and so he contributes to the household in pest control.
What a nice
I personally
guy.
have had one of these bad
Where's your rent, huh, chat? Where's your rent?
boys as an 8-legged roommate, and I can tell you, they're pretty good company. Except for the part where they cause car crashes.
What?
Yeah, you see, huntsmen like to hide in tight spaces and cracks, and they do it by flattening out their body to fit into the gap. Now, in the house, that usually means you'll just find them behind.
They like hiding in flat spaces. Probably hides in your mum's bosom.
A painting, but when you're flying down the highway at 110k an hour and decide to flip down the sun visor because God is trying to flashbang you, yeah, they like to.
I don't care how bro these spiders are. I'm sorry if I don't care whether these guys are meant to be bros. If I see that, hey, do you want to check out my new camera? Bang! Oh wait, this ain't my camera.
Sleep in there and you've just dropped one into your lap.
Now, whatever you do, don't panic or you're gonna crash the...
I mean, as if there's any other reaction to having that big fuck off of a spider in your goddamn car. Right, more! I'm gonna try and stop pausing. I'm gonna watch as many of these as possible. In your own time.
If you see this thing T-pose, run!
Oh god, honey badgers. So in England we have badgers and these things will literally eat you apart. These things are so aggressive and so strong. They are nothing but muscle and they are quite possibly the one thing that might be a contender for a weapon to surpass Metal Gear.
Introducing the anteater.
Okay, these are anteaters, but they look like badgers. And badgers in England are the equivalent of anteaters, okay? I'm doing some roundaboutisms here.
Goofy little creature native to Brazil, and to understand why the absolute stance on this bad boy is a threat to your health, you're gonna have
Because they've
to
got
understand
claws
a
the
little about
size
his
of my
lifestyle first.
horns.
Now listen, I know this may come as a shock to you, but the anteater eats ants.
Whoa, holy shit! Really?
1.8 meters in length. It needs to consume upwards of 40,000 ants per day. Now, in order
A day? Well, call me a burger eater, because that's my validation for needing to eat 5,000 burgers a day.
to help him hit his bulking goals, the anteater has a mystery mouse tool stored inside that XL sniffer.
Let me do it for you.
60-centimeter long.
Did I mention I'm part anteater?
Tongue. Designed to snake its way down an ant colony's tunnel network, smash into their living room, and abduct the entire cast of Bug's life and convert them into a high-calorie meal. However, what that tongue do only goes so far.
Well, I suppose at the end of the day, that does approximate what anything on Australia tends to do. Anything on Australia's intent is either to eat you, kill you, or live with you.
As an ant colony can extend up to 4 meters underground, and termites live in high rises, which means our boy here is going to have to do a little excavation to get to the goods. But last I checked, an anteater can't go down to Bunnings and buy a
Yes, and this is what I'm thinking. They've got this is why I say anteaters are a little bit like badgers. Badgers in England, badgers are basically anteaters minus the snout. They've got the same angsty personality. They've got claws that will literally tear you apart like Wolverine. And they're angry as fuck for no apparent reason.
So how does he dig? Oh, that's simple. With the combat knives he has for claws. Yeah, anteaters are permanently
Anteater comes into your store and picks up a bag of chips and starts walking out with it. Yeah, you ain't stopping him. He's gonna look over his shoulder and give you the stink eye.
Concrete. Now, these work great for digging, but they are also more than capable of flatlining you. When threatened, the anteater will rear up
because of course they are.
Defensive T-pose. This is your sign, if you are smart, to turn around and fuck all the way off.
They are also immensely fast. They may look dumpy and bulky, but these things, if badgers are anything to go by, can get stupid fast. So you better be good at doing triathlons.
If, however, you were, say, some dumbass trophy hunter who really felt the need to try and stab an animal for no reason other than ego, the anteater will swipe at you with those claws, which are at the perfect height to nail you in a thigh, slip through your flesh like butter, and sever your femoral artery.
Oh, God. I mean, to be fair, fuck around and find out, right? I mean, oh no, the animal hunter got unalived because they fucked around and find out. What a shame. Anyway.
Causing you to bleed out in 2 minutes while the anteater watches you go meet your...
There was a story actually in England, right? So this happened a while ago. There was so in England, obviously, we're not allowed to own guns. We are allowed bolt-action rifles for sports shooting, and we are allowed shotgun for hunting. But even with those, you need a license. So the fact this happened shows how goddamn crazy it was. There was somebody who was doing some hunting in their local prefecture, and they had a problem with badgers. So they decided to go hunting these badgers at night, and essentially what ended up happening was they found a badger. They used a goddamn shotgun on this thing, blasted it from a good 3 feet away. The badger rolled over backwards and got back up. The badger took 3 shells of buckshot and tanked it. The badger not only wasn't fazed by the buckshot, but then chased down this hunter, clawed at his legs to a point where he almost amputated the guy's foot, and left the guy so injured that he had to drive home with his less dominant foot, and then had to have his foot reattached at the hospital. He'd also lost so much blood that he nearly died. Badgers are no joke. And judging by my affiliation with badgers, I would not want to fuck around with the evolved version of a badger. But every time hunters get what's coming to them, it does fill me with a deep-seated amount of joy. Back them hunters.
Your ancestors.
Can you imagine having to explain to your ancestors who felled woolly mammoths you got your shit packed up by the most unserious creature on the planet hitting a T-pose?
I mean, at least you have a story. At least you have a story, right? All right, let's keep doing more. Let's do a few more. I want to attest to the fact we've watched at least a few of these.
Dolphins get drunk.
Oh yeah.
But why? Well, you see, the dolphin is by far and away
They're also very, very horny.
the smartest animal in the ocean.
They're also the only animal in the animal kingdom that has sex for pleasure rather than just, reproduction.
In fact, they're actually the second smartest thing on the planet, just behind you and me. This means they are smart enough to understand that the ideal way to spend your night is more plastered than Brad and Max on your average Cold Ones episode. There is just one problem. Last I checked, there's no bottle in Bikini
Ew!
Bottom. So how does a dolphin
Keep
get
your
fucked
farts in your ass, you disgusting bastard.
Simple. They abuse pufferfish.
Dude, could you imagine being just a random pufferfish in the ocean? Like, I'm having such a good day. Why am I being dragged around by a dolphin?
You see, due to the lack of underwater alcohol, dolphins need to find other ways to get their fix, which is where SpongeBob...
So they do the whole Homer
You
Simpson
see,
thing from that one episode of The
contain this
Simpsons.
really cool and totally not dangerous substance called tetrodotoxin. What is tetrodotoxin?
The dolphins take the whole concept of everything in moderation to an extreme degree. Yeah, everything in moderation's good. Sex in moderation, swimming in moderation, also eating the fuck out of those pufferfish to get the neurotoxins in their blood system into our system.
You know, it's only one of the most potent natural neurotoxins on the
Yeah, we know there's a chance we'll die by nibbling on these things, but that's a chance I'm willing to take to get a good high.
f***ing planet. This will freeze your heart and lungs in under an hour with a tiny dose. And it's the reason
Yeah, it's
why
all about
cooking
moderation.
pufferfish
Don't
requires
eat
a
the
dexterity
pufferfish,
check
nibble.
So you don't, hit the poison gland and get yourself deleted. Now, puffers carry this as a defense mechanism as poison accumulates in their organs and skin. Why is that important?
I suppose that really does show that
you see,
dolphins
I
are
kinda
just the
lie.
superior life form if they can eat these
Dolphins
things
don't
without
get
tanking it.
drunk. They get high on neurotoxin.
¿Quieres?
Pods of dolphins
What
will
a
bully
unit!
pufferfish until they inflate, then partake in a litter.
Okay, can we stop bringing in pyrocynical the second we start mentioning inflation? We get it! Pyrocynical is a furry inflationist.
I'm about to bust.
You know, joke's over. Joke's over. You get the point.
To rule puff, puff, pass. By lightly squeezing the puffer in their mouth, they receive a small dose of neurotoxin, which has a narcotic effect, allowing Flipper here to trip balls before passing the unhappy basketball onto the next submarine stoner.
God.
Flipper and friends.
I mean, if you're a pufferfish with a degradation kink, this will be right up your alley.
Goal is to blow up.
Introducing the mantis shrimp, native to the West Indo-Pacific Ocean,
milk 'em.
possibly the
Did we watch this one already?
coolest crustacean under the sea, because this fluorescent armored sausage is actually
For God's sake, Buzzling! My confusion about anteaters is not for your humor. How dare you? Look, I may be stupid. I may be stupid. But shut up!
a voracious, bloodthirsty predator rocking enough surveillance equipment to scare the CIA with a weapon powerful enough to surpass Metal Gear. See, the mantis shrimp is a highly effective predator, and they find and track their prey with easily
Oh,
the
they're
most
so cool,
advanced set of
though!
eyes on the fucking planet. First off, each of these eye stalks can rotate independently like a
Ah, all the better for seeing you with, darling.
periscope, giving them a full 360 degrees of vision.
Always
However,
watching,
more
Wazowski.
importantly, they can see colors we can't.
I don't know, dude. I mean, that just to me sounds like you gotta get good. Just see the colors. Yeah, I personally love Blorange. I adore Frello. If you guys haven't partook in a little bit of Plured, then I don't know, just get better at seeing colors. It's really that simple.
You see, the mantis shrimp's eyes contain a full 15 photoreceptor cones compared to our 3. Which is a fancy way of saying they can see in 16K HDR with ray tracing enabled at 500 render distance.
Oh my piece.
Now, not only is the visual clarity unmatched,
So what you're saying is
they
these are
can
kind of the
also
kings of
see
the
into
ocean.
the infrared and ultraviolet
Yeah,
light
they've
spectrums.
oh they so what they're saying is they know when you are gooning, which isn't a case for anyone in England right now. They know when you are bleeding, and if you're not bleeding, they're gonna make you bleed because they got fists of fury. They know when you are sleeping. Oh, you better not sleep. You better not hide. You better not run away, because mantis shrimp's gonna punch you in your dick.
Despite all of this, they still can't find who asked. What they can, however, find is their next meal. The mantis shrimp subsists on a diet of fish, worms, squidward, and, most importantly, Mr. Krabs. Now, crabs famously exist inside
There's
of
a
the
YouTuber I've been
shell.
watching who
So,
has
how
like
does
a
this
shrimp
polite
called
little gentleman break
oh god, what was his name? He basically runs a YouTube channel where he like feeds his pet mantis shrimp and fighter fish, whatever it's called. Kaiju, that's the one. Yeah.
into the shell?
Dom
Simple.
and Kaiju.
He
Dom and
throws
Kaiju, that's the one.
hands.
Love that guy.
That's right, weighing in at only 90 grams and 38 centimeters in length, the mantis shrimp has
Punch
a
him.
punch that
Punch him.
produces 15.
So mantis shrimps are basically the equivalent of 12-year-old angsty gits that have not been given their iPad.
Capable of that same kind of force. A right hook from someone who weighs 80 kilo would be like getting hit in the face with 6 sticks of dynamite. Now, to produce that force, its claw needs to be moving at 83 kilometers an hour, which is
Well, what it does is it creates like an air bubble,
so
right?
fast,
Yeah, it creates an air bubble.
creates a vacuum
Yeah!
in the water called a cavitation bubble, which then immediately collapses.
At such a speed,
It creates a miniature explosion that flashbangs the target
One
and reaches
punch!
a temperature hotter than the surface of the sun. Mr. Krabs is getting f***ing disintegrated.
Money.
This shrimp
Oh god, I love these videos. Oh god, the snake's got a gun. The snake's got a gun. Not this time, buddy. I'm coming into this prepared. You think you can out wazoo me with your gun? I'm rocking a friggin' 9mm, ready to go.
This is Australia's most common snake, and that's quite a problem, because it's also one of the world's deadliest.
Oh.
Introducing the eastern brown snake, native to quite literally every state in the land down under. And
Australia moment.
unluckily for us, this asshole has earned himself a silver medal in the Note Rope Olympics venom category, coming in second place for the most venomous snake.
So, to anyone living in Australia, I have a question for you. Why? Why do you choose to live in a place that the average, like what the equivalent for a pigeon in England would be your nope rope here? Your guys is like in England, our common vermin species are pigeons, seagulls, and your mum. But you guys have the equivalent, only your pesky, annoying, infestation species are ones that will put you into the goddamn hospital.
Snake in the world. It is worth noting that third and first place are unsurprisingly also both held by Australian snakes. Because God hates us. However,
that's what I was saying in the
unlike first
beginning.
and third, the toxic middle child here is a far larger problem. Because putting it lightly, he's a cunt.
I mean, I'm a bit of a cunt too, so maybe we have something in common.
The eastern brown is one of the most
He's doing a little
species of
dance!
snake in the world.
Yo,
which is
look at that
scientific way of
squats.
saying They operate on the
Doing
US
chest
home
day.
defense philosophy. If you dare put a pinky toe onto this guy's property, he will bite your ass, injecting you with a hemotoxin that can send you to heaven via blood clot in under 30 minutes if left untreated.
Oh! So, how is anybody alive in Australia? Australia, do you guys have, like, gigantic walls protecting your cities? Is this like a City 17 thing where you've got giant ostracizing walls that keeps all of the T-Rexes, dinosaurs, predators, and all other life forms that want to kill you out? Is that what this is? Because I do not understand how anyone is alive in Australia currently.
But hey, stay off his property and he'll leave you alone.
I mean, it says
Right?
something about the
Yeah,
Aussies, the fact
one
they're
problem.
able to live in a country
His
like this and
property
prosper.
Is your property.
Crimbo, what's up, darling?
That's right, the eastern brown doesn't live out in the middle of nowhere like his slightly more deadly cousin. This fucker is so at home in the suburbs, he drives a f***ing Prius. You can find...
Now listen, just because this snake takes my philosophy of breaking and entering, making your home my home, that's not our fault. You shouldn't have had such a delightful place to be. And if you weren't there, I wouldn't have moved in to begin with. By proxy, it's your fault. You lived there, therefore I lived there too. Silly thing.
Find this burnt piece of spaghetti literally anywhere. Go to put your shoes on, he's turned them into a 2-bedroom home. Hop in the car to go to work. Yeah, unfortunately, that's his car now. Get to work on the job site. What do you know? He f***ing works here too. Try to take a shower.
Sounds like you need some exterminatus there. Have you considered an exterminatus? You know, quite perchance, I think you need an exterminatus if you're asking me.
After a long day at work, f*** off. He's moisturising. You can't even take a
Well, at least they're hygienic.
in the comfort of your own home without running the risk of the dunny being occupied. In fact, these bastards are so omnipresent that out of the 200 species of snake in the country, this ginormous asshole makes up 60% of snake bites. What a cunt.
Yeah, so you know earlier I said that I'd never come to England, never come to Australia unless somebody pays for my ticket and gets me to go to a convention over there or something. You know what, forget that. I don't even want to go there for a convention anymore. You can pay for my flight tickets. I'm going to take that money and spend it on brain bleach so I forget that these things even exist. Because at this point, this has become a cognito hazard that just because I know these things exist, they are now ever present in my mind. It's like the idea of weeping angels from Doctor Who. Anything that takes the image of a weeping angel is a weeping angel. And now because I know these things exist, anything that looks like a snake is now going to take the image of this snake. I see a small little strand of garden hose. Oh, look, it's a brown recluse. Or I see the cable coming from the back of my computer, leading it into the HDMI. Oh my god, my computer's powered by snake now. I need brain bleach. I need Men in Black to scrub my brain of these things' existence.
This adorable little...
Okay, I know even... You know, it's not about what the fact this creature is poisonous. It's about the facts of life. In Mother Nature, things that are more vibrant do the kind courtesy of blaringly making it obvious that they're poisonous. The more like, Mother Nature is lovely. Mother Nature projects the fact that something is poisonous by making it so vibrant like a stop sign. If it's colorful, it's poisonous. Don't touch the things that are colorful. Just because you have ADHD and you want to go, ooh, shiny, doesn't mean you pick it up. Can we get 07 for this brave soldier that picked up this poor little creature?
Little octopus is also the world's deadliest.
Stop pulling out the... No! You aren't pulling out guns. That's it. Yeah, you want to fucking go, bitch? You want to fucking go? Oh, I wasn't surprised when the snakes pulled out the gun, but now you pull out the gun? Yeah, well, bring it on, bitch! You got 8 arms, well, I got 2 fucking 9mm. Ready to go, bitch! Yeah, you want to fight about it? I can fight you about it. Please ignore the fact that my coloration right now for my model is very similar to the coloration of the octopus. We are not related.
A species of cephalopod native to Australia, and in a
We are not related.
0 people at this point. It's venomous. Because of course it's f***ing venomous. Why wouldn't it be venomous? That'd make my life way too
it'd be weirder if it wasn't venomous.
Credit, unlike most of the toxic bullshit in this hellscape I call home, they at least have the common decency to be coloured like a fucking neon
Right!
sign.
That's what I'm saying! All this wildlife that's poisonous usually blaringly, tells you, hey, I'm poisonous, don't touch me, I just want to live my own life, I want to be sat over here playing Fortnite. No, leave me alone!
However, it immediately loses this credit by being the octopus equivalent of a hobbit, coming in smaller than a 50-cent coin. And this is a...
I relate this thing very heavily to the man-of-war box jellyfish. Because they're just kind of there. They're kind of vibing. They're living their own lives. The man-of-war box jellyfish, they're just floating around the ocean, minding their own business. But then you bump into them and, oh, you died. Good job. That's called the, that's called Darwinism.
problem. Because it is the most venomous octopus in the world. That's right, this fluoro spaghetti ball is packed to the brim with neurotoxin. More specifically, tetrodotoxin. You know, the same shit that turns cooking a puff fish into a quick time event. Yeah, these little guys are packing it too. However, because it is Australian, the blue-ringed octopus is on violence timing and is the only animal in the world to use this shit as an offensive measure by way of a venomous bite.
Oh!
But what does the venom actually do? Well, imagine you're wading through the rock pools with the homies and you accidentally disturb this little gentleman's residence. The blue ring, taking the American approach to home defense, suctions onto your leg and bites you. Best part, it's completely painless. So if you're distracted by how thick your mate's looking in those Speedos, you aren't going to feel shit. That is, until your face starts tingling like TV static. It's warm out here under the sun, but you weren't
I'm
sweating
sure
like
it's
this 5 minutes ago.
fine.
Now you got a headache.
I mean, living in Australia, it's one of those, like, endemic things, right, where, I live in Australia. I'm starting to feel a bit weird. All right, which one of you little bastards decided to bite me? And then there's a little lineup of poisonous snakes and squids and fish beside you. And the little octopus is like, tee, was just doing a little bit of trolling.
You start to feel sick, weak. You go to
Like,
call
it's
out.
par for the course, right? You know, it's more pars for the course. You know, you're feeling a little bit sick in Australia. You have to jump to the conclusion that some little bastard decided to give you a love bite.
But your voice comes out slurred like you just knocked back a bottle of vodka.
2 shots of vodka.
And then suddenly, your legs come out from under you, and you hit the beach. Fun fact about tetrodotoxin. It's a paralytic. Freezes up your muscles one by one.
That's
start
a little
with your
tentacle
arms
bite he
and
doesn't want you
legs,
getting in
which
the
is why
way.
you're kissing the sand. You know what else is a muscle? Your diaphragm, the muscle that controls your breathing.
And this is why you need to be made up of goo, you carbon-based life forms with your organs. Silly guys. Just be made of goo. You don't have to worry about cardiac arrest if you haven't got anything to cardiacally arrest.
And yeah, turns those bad boys off too. And so, your chest stops right.
He's doing you a favor. You weren't using them anyway. Just photosynthesize. Yeah, just breathe with your goo. Like I do.
Rising and falling, and you suffocate to death right there on the beach.
Now,
Skill
you might be
issue.
wondering, how come no one called an ambulance? That's easy. They didn't have time to. You went up to meet your ancestors in under 20 minutes.
Yikes.
God ordered your ass with same-day shipping, and this little delivered.
This is what I mean. How is anybody alive in Australia with this shit round your corner?
Employee of the month.
All right, let's watch a few more. I think we'll watch 1 or 2 more, I think.
This snake can take...
Buddy! It's another snake friend! I'm sure, judging by the patterning and the angry expression and the ridges that makes him look like a velociraptor, this guy is totally docile, passive, and absolutely lovely.
Take your arm off.
Tis but
Never mind.
a scratch. Scratch? Your arm's off.
Introducing the fer-de-lance, a species of pit viper native to South America and Mexico, with this particular nope rope having quite possibly one of the nastiest...
But if dangerous, if poisonous, why friend shape? I'm getting mixed signals. If it's gonna try and kill me, why does it look like it wants me to give it a hug and wrap it around my neck like a scarf? Mixed signals?
bites in the world. This is a fairly major problem because this little has the temperament of an eshay at a train station. Being incredibly aggressive and extremely territorial.
Both of you's giving me a wallace in your shoes, bar, otherwise I'll cave your heads in right here, right now, bar.
In fact, this
I'm sorry,
toxic
what was that?
garden hose
I couldn't
is
understand
such
Aussie.
an aggressive little within its range, it makes up an average of 50% of all snake bites. However, despite the huge number of attacks, it's only fatal in 6% of bites. So what?
I mean, that's good at least. It just means it's a cunt.
Why is it such a problem? Just because you live the bite doesn't mean you'll want to. You see, when a fer-de-lance bites you, this massive
Oh, it's like the Gumby plant. It bites you, but it makes sure you remember it.
viper sinks its huge inch-long fangs into your skin and injects you with 2 teaspoons of venom. You will at this point notice a little status effect bar appear on the bottom of your screen. Don't worry about that. That's a mystery masker tool that'll hurt us later.
Why does everything have a gun?
Your blood pressure immediately crashes lower than the stock market and you start to feel very ill. The bite wound feels like you've been shot in the leg, you start sweating like someone's looking through your browser history, and then you start puking your guts up.
Shortly followed by your...
I'm seeing a bit of a trend with all these dangerous creatures. You know, when the rest of the world has been overrun by giant monsters that stemmed from Australia, England will put up walls around its entire boundaries and make Australia pay for it all. But we'll use it as a way to keep all of you guys out while all you guys dealing with the monsters. We'll be happily living in our little climate-rich, delightful environment, enjoying not having dangerously catastrophic monsters living in our porch.
Collapse into the ground in agony.
Except for your mum.
Now, fer-de-lance venom is hemorrhagic, so while you're having a frat boy moment on the ground, the venom is breaking down the walls of your blood vessels, causing massive internal bleeding. At the same time, it's seeping into your bloodstream, causing it to thicken and start throwing clots. But hey, you're in luck. You were with a buddy when you got bitten. They rush you to the hospital, and because it's such a common snake bite, they have the anti-venom on hand and administer it immediately.
You know, I suppose on the upside, seeing as you guys have to deal with this on a regular basis, you guys have anti-venom on hand for almost everything. If for some bizarre reason you're in England and you somehow get bit by one of these things, the only hope of survival you have is that you have an exotic research place nearby, because most hospitals in England do not stock any anti-venom. So if somehow you're that unlucky asshole that managed to somehow get bit by one of these kind of animals because it escaped from your vivarium or whatever, because you're an idiot and decided to look after it in a place called England, well, you're kind of boned.
Interacting the venom's effects. There is just one problem. The mystery mouse Cthulhu is still there, because anti-venom is not necromancy. So, all the dead tissue around the bite caused by the blood clots and internal bleeding, yeah, still very dead. In fact, it's so dead that it is rotting on your still alive body in a process called necrosis.
I can't show you a photo of necrosis because it's genuinely disgusting, but to put it in a term you can understand, the snake applies scarlet rot.
Yeah, no one wants that in their life. All right, we'll do one or two more. But okay, you know what? I'll watch this one, and then I'm gonna let you guys choose the next one we watch.
This is the deadliest snake in the world. Introducing the inland taipan, and being the deadliest venom noodle in the world, I will give you exactly one guess as to where it's found.
Gee,
Australia.
The square goes in the Australia hole.
Of course, it's fucking Australia. Be so serious here. Where the else did you think you were going to find it? Canada? More specifically, as the name suggests.
The only thing deadly Canada has to worry about are their own people.
Yes, the taipan is found inland in the outback. Luckily,
and all the weed.
Extremely far from civilization, because this homicidal hospital hose is the definition of
He looks
size
so
doesn't
lovely,
matter,
though. If dangerous, why French
coming in
shade?
at only 6.2 millimeters. The taipan is here to show you that you absolutely can feel less than an inch, because those fangs contain the statistically deadliest snake venom on the fucking planet.
I'm sure I'll be fine. I could take it. Easily.
Yeah, taipan venom is a pina colada of pain, containing, but not limited to, hemotoxins to cause blood clots, myotoxins for paralysis and necrosis, nephrotoxins to shut down your kidneys, and 3 different kinds of neurotoxin. Needless to say, if it bites you, you will get a headache, vomit up the entire contents of your stomach, collapse to the ground in agonizing pain, and then your heart and lungs will stop, sending you to meet God in under 15 minutes.
I mean, skill issue, right? I mean, if you die to that, I mean, you just got like Darwin, you know, you just got the Darwin Award. There's like natural selection. Like if you weren't able to tank that and live, I mean, to be fair, were you even deserving of life to begin with?
And that venom is so fucking potent that one bite contains enough toxin to do that to 100 people.
But the funniest part of
100 people that should have gotten better on the evolution scale.
Wild.
Clearly.
They only hunt rats and fucking mice.
Hank! Wait, Alicia! No, Alicia! I'm coming to save you! Okay. I've stored Alicia away in a very safe space. No snakes are gonna get Alicia, our rat queen, today.
The deadliest venom on the planet and they are using it to pack up Remy the rat. It's like hunting a rabbit with a fucking AWP.
That's the cutest fucking thing I've ever seen.
Aww.
A gorilla can't beat 100 men in a fight. He gets jumped. But that begs the question,
Wait, this
which
was what?
animal does win?
Me. I win. I would take every... You know, if 100 men would try and confront me, 100 men versus one Inky, oh, you damn well better be sure I can take them.
Answer, stepping into the ring at 5 meters long and weighing in at a genuine...
It's a goddamn hippopotamus!
500 kilos. I present to you the hippo.
Okay, I know they're trying to, like, gaslight us into think hippos aren't scary, and I get it. Cute little hippo there. The meme hippo. Yeah, adorable. Cute. But I've seen enough videos of, furries who have been vored by hippos, or, videos of hippos crushing, watermelons on YouTube, to know that hippos are terrifying. They're almost as scary as your mum.
Potamus. Yeah, look, a hippo causing a 100 long line.
Wow, I can't believe they got footage of your mum to personify the hippo chat.
Pretty plausible. You see, despite the fantastic PR.
Oh, you little guy. And yet behind that gormless expression, with zero thoughts going through that brain, is the face of a killer. The creature that'll snap its mouth shut, vor you in a second, and make every furry everywhere wet their pants with excitement.
Work Moodang has done for the hippopotamus community.
You want Moodang? I just want you to have a cognitive thought, Chibi Doki.
Doesn't change the fact that Moto here is a sentient Ford F-150, the temperament of a fucking serial killer who can win this fight for one very specific reason.
Every hippopotamus furry out there is like, I just wanted to be a cute hippopotamus with a big bulgy ooh-woo.
You can't fucking hurt it. Yeah. You say the hippopotamus is possibly the tankiest
look at him
run!
What a goofy guy.
Unbelievable.
You may laugh and joke about his posture and his stance, but he'll brick ya.
A lot, especially in the sheets, but in the streets of the African savannah, this makes them practically... Don't believe me? Here is a hippopotamus walking away from 10 lions.
My God. Honestly, this is me dealing with a typical British 5. Like, I get flocked by 5s whenever I go to, whenever I go clubbing or whatever. Dude, I'm sorry, unless you're at least a 7, don't even talk to me. Because all these 5s are hanging off of me whilst I'm searching for at least a 7.
Trying to convert it into a family meal. Notice how the hippopotamus does not give a single fuck. If Mufasa and his extended family can't hurt it, neither can you. However, don't let the fact that it's walking away fool you here. The hippopotamus is not a peaceful animal. They are, in fact, violent, psychopathic, 4.5-ton thundercats that can...
Okay, so, but they're still describing your mum for some reason. When do we know about the stats about the hippo?
And will... bite you in half.
Okay, so that's the hippo. Okay.
A hippo's jaw produces...
That's what I'm talking about. I've seen... when I said I've seen enough footage, yeah, it's either furries turning into a vor fanatic's fantasy, or it's horrifying videos on YouTube of these things crushing watermelons and things in their mouth, and I don't know which to be more horrified by.
1,000 PSI of pure crushing force. So if he catches your ass...
That's what I mean!
You are the watermelon. And as if the hydraulic press wasn't bad enough, don't forget they've got 2 20-inch fangs in that mouth that'll put
some might say they're compensating for something.
a hole in you big enough to stick your f***ing arm through. But honestly, the bite doesn't even f***ing matter. It weighs 4.5 tons and can run at
Again, stop describing your mum.
30k an hour.
What?
Getting hit by a charging hippo is like getting hit by a
well, it's like your mum, but your mum actually did Pilates.
Bus. There is no way we are winning a fight against something that could probably take out 10 people just
I suppose that argument does come up.
rolling over.
100 men versus a gorilla? I think the better question is 100 men versus
In summary,
versus
the hungry hippo.
hippopotamus? Good. Okay, the last
This
4
jellyfish
videos.
is basically a time bomb.
The box
Irukandji,
jellyfish.
a species of jellyfish native to the northern waters of the land
Of
down
course.
under, and possibly my least favorite animal in the entire ocean.
Yeah, because you're just swimming through the ocean and this thing's just existing, and by just existing, it became a threat to you.
Because it is just a massive...
We just need to make sure we don't live in a world where jellyfish evolved to swim through air rather than water. Because next thing you know, you're just walking along and that jellyfish is dangling around like it's a goddamn Death Stranding BT, and all of a sudden, boom, you're nestled in its tentacles.
Spiteful cunt. Well, massive is misleading, as this little guy is tiny. I mean, ridiculously small. Being not much bigger
Poor
than
Tyler
your fingernail
One.
at the head, and basically completely f***ing invisible to the naked eye. This is a fairly major problem, because behind that halo...
Like, I can get when an animal spitefully wants to murder you. This thing just exists and does everything in its power to be made unaware of, and does everything in its power to be invisible to the naked eye, like the average TwitchCon goer. But that's not good for you, because like the average TwitchCon goer, if you bump into them and make eye contact, you die. Only this time you literally die, but if it's the TwitchCon goer, you die of cringe. But still, same but different.
Low cloak frame, they are dragging 3-foot-long tentacles and shocking absolutely no one.
Say the line, Bart.
It is one of the most venomous jellyfish in the ocean. I'm so
God really did not like people living in Australia, did they?
This shit is broken. You see, those 3-foot tentacles are covered with tiny little barbs, and at the barest touch, they will literally propel themselves into your skin like a bullet and inject you with the Australia Special, a pina colada cocktail of various neurotoxins.
Woo!
And
Let's
upon
give it
being
up for
injected, you will feel
neurotoxins! Taking the top of the
absolutely
charts of horrifyingness.
nothing. You'll keep swimming around, splashing about in the water, kissing the homies, until you are overcome with a sudden, severe feeling of impending dread. I mean the kind of dread that will have you hysterically screaming that
Like the kind of dread when my taxes are due.
you are about to die.
I am gonna die! I'm gonna die! I'm gonna
I miss old
That's because
Markiplier.
the invisible cunt here does psychic damage, inflicting a condition known as Irukandji syndrome, which starts with a feeling of impending doom so strong there are records of people asking to be, avoiding a ban here, forcibly disconnected from God's Minecraft server.
Ghost typed. Ghost typed, my dude.
And that feeling of doom is warranted because about 30 minutes after being stung, that biological bomb goes off, with the venom initially causing extreme pain throughout your entire body. And after making you feel like a failed isekai protagonist,
About 10% as painful as a migraine?
the venom then spikes your blood pressure and heart rate through the...
God, could you imagine if that's how you get isekai'd? Rather than getting run over by a train, it's just getting stung by a jellyfish. That time, I was reincarnated as a jellyfish.
roof, which can cause heart attacks, blood clots, and has even been recorded to cause brain hemorrhages.
And the
Don't have a brain, therefore I can't hemorrhage.
Have an anti-venom.
This thing sneak attacks you, waits 30 minutes, sends you a private DM telling you it got your ass, and there is not a f***ing thing you can do about it. Toxic little shit.
So what, you just die?
This wasp
Okay.
is basically a xenomorph. Introducing
Yeah,
the
so it's sexy.
tarantula hawk.
It's sex. I mean, it is. Oh, damn. Oh, damn. It is kind of sexy. I'm sure some furry out there has made an anthropomorphic sexy version of it with big tits.
Wasp, possibly one of the most nightmare-inducing insects on the planet. And the reason it's such a
I'm
threat
sure
to
it's
your
not
mental
that
health is
bad.
because-
No. I'm prepared. Yeah, no, I'm prepared. You wanna rock up on me, little shit? I got some. I'm packing.
Hunting and reproduction strategy is ripped straight from Ellen Ripley's autobiography. But before we get to the strats, you're gonna have to learn a little bit about it first. Native to Australia, because of course it fucking is, this fucker is the largest wasp on the planet, coming in at a...
So you know how earlier I told you that I'm not very phobic of much? The only thing I really am terrified by is wasps and hornets. As if I didn't want to go to Australia before.
massive 2.5 inches.
Ah! Fuck me! Alright, who decided to dunk the hornets in radioactive goo? What the fuck is that?
which I mean, boys, we would all agree, well above average, right? Huge. And this is probably the most effective 2 inches has ever been because it has the second most painful sting of any insect on the planet. Coming in just...
Of course, my chat are all sat there going, wood. Oh, it's sexy. Oh, wood. Oh, I find it kind of sexy. Oh, fuck you guys, you weirdos.
barely behind the bullet ant. Pack and a half-inch stinger with a potent
I remember that video.
described as blinding, debilitating,
I can't move my arm!
and electric. Now, the size and poison aren't just for nothing, because as the name Tarantula hawk wasp suggests, they are purpose-built, genetically perfect killing machines designed specifically to violate spiders, making Australia basically...
Ah. Nature healing naturally, I see. So I suppose really Australia is just the biggest battle royale that's ever existed. Only no humans are part of it. It's just like humans are the collateral. Humans are just the collateral in the biggest battle royale that's ever existed between the wildlife of Australia. God saw this landmass and was like, ah, yes, we'll make a battle royale out of this yet. Yes.
Basically an all-you-can-eat buffet for them. But they don't just execute the spiders. No, that'd be too normal. Hawk wasps use spiders to reap, and that all starts with a female hawk wasp hunting down a tarantula. As the buff bulking spider takes a wrong turn down a dark alley, the hawk wasp, noticing the 8 sets of TNs on his feet, proceeds to fucking jump him, flying down from above to land a sting into the spider's abdomen, instantly and permanently paralyzing.
Oh no!
The Bag Harbour butcher then proceeds to drag the still completely conscious and aware spider into an isolated kill room, which is where the fucked up part really begins. Because our wasp isn't hungry, it's pregnant, and proceeds to lay its egg on the paralyzed spider's abdomen. After about 3 to 4 days,
I mean, you gotta say
that
it's
egg
effective.
hatches into a larvae. A very, very hungry larvae. Fortunately, there's a whole bunch of fresh fruit right here underneath.
Oh, how convenient!
That
And it's
food
so
being
fresh
the
because it's still alive and
paralyzed, still
breathing.
very conscious and aware spider. The larvae burrows into the spider's abdomen and gets to work converting it into a KFC family
Oh
bun,
my
consuming it
god!
from the inside out.
I knew
avoiding
of this thing
vital
already, but
organs
it's
to keep the
still
food
grim to
nice
think
and
about.
fresh. After it's done consuming a living being, the larvae breaks forth from the demolished corpse like a fucking chestburster and fucks off to continue the generational arachnid violation. And who wins? 100 men or,
Ah, yes, the age-old question.
or 1 gorilla? Well, to get your
No
answer,
one.
we're gonna have to
No
look at our
one wins,
fighters
'cause
for the
somebody's
most
gotta clean it up.
anticipated cage match of 2025. And in the red corner, standing at an impressive 6 feet tall and weighing
Damn! Yo, dicks out for Harambe. 07 for my boy Harambe. Let's go.
a ridiculous 220 kilos, we have one singular silverback gorilla.
Woo! That's my boy!
Stepping into the ring to settle the score against humanity for what we did to Harambe, this fighter is bringing some impressive physical strength, capable of lifting up to 800 kilos of weight, meaning...
Why did we ever evolve from monkey? Sorry, why did you guys ever evolve from monkey? You could have had all that still. Why did you evolve from monkey?
that if it gets its hands on you, a gorilla is more than capable of picking you up and doing you the same way that Hulk did Loki.
We have a Hulk. Yeah, well, we have a gorilla.
Now, on top of being stronger than Eddie Hall, they also have an unreal reach advantage with a 2.6 meter wingspan.
Really does beg the question, how and why did you guys ever evolve from monkey?
Which is a fairly major problem because a right hook from a gorilla produces 2,700 pounds of force. To put that into perspective, the human skull shatters at 1,400. So if Winston
Again, reject carbon body, embrace goo.
hits you with a haymaker, your head
Hi,
is going to
Trevor.
pop like a fucking watermelon. And with the cage fight following the Mortal Kombat rule set, we can also factor in the gorilla's bite. Because despite being a pretty gentle herbivore in the wild, they have one of the highest bite forces on the planet at 30.
So I might finally be able to feel a love bite that somebody gives me? Finally! Prime candidate for a partner. God. Guys, I'm sorry. You're all inferior. I'm going to go date the gorilla now.
1,300 PSI. That is 100 PSI more than a polar bear. And now, with our fighter statistics out of the way, let's get down to business. Can our gorilla win a fight against the 100 average men in the blue corner?
Yes, it can.
Place your bets. Let's see who comes out on top. Yeah, look, I'm going to keep it real with you. Even with those stats, Winston here is getting bodied. I'm sorry, he's going back to the spawn room. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
No, I'm sorry. Nah, Monkey would... I mean, yeah, you know, it might be close. It might be. But I think Monkey would win.
Directly to hanging out with Harambe in heaven. 100 people, it's just too fucking many. He's getting jumped. However, not to say he's not going to take a few with him. My guess is one guy runs up and gets swatted across the cage like a toddler, shatters his ribs against the bars. Second guy gets grabbed by the leg and given the Hulk treatment. About 6 other guys cop swings to the head and die instantly from broken necks. One dumbass is probably going to try to hit him off the top rope and get done the same way that Omni-Man did Nightwing. But at that point, the crowd probably jumps in and realizes that there are still about 90 of them and it's over. Not that the fight even needs to happen, but it wouldn't be the first time we lost a gorilla to human stupidity.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Last one, ladies and gentlemen, and the most fitting.
Just dinosaurs that forgot to go extinct.
Just like how I forgot to go to bed last night.
Croc species to better make my point than the saltwater crocodile, a species native to the land down under, and shocking absolutely no one. Yes, it can and will eat you.
Absolutely.
You see, keeping on
just
theme
like
with the
me.
whole forgetting to go extinct thing, the salty stat spread just feels like something that should have been patched out with the rest of Jurassic.
Now listen, I've dealt with I've been to Florida.
Size.
I've dealt with
you see,
the crocodile in Hunt Showdown. I know how dangerous these things can be.
A total of 6 meters long with
Chonker.
a maximum weight of 1,100 kilos, which makes this murder lizard genuinely longer than my car. And the f***ed up part is that despite being longer than my ute, they are for some reason absolute masters of stealth. You see, crocs are...
And then you got to remember that there was our Lord and Savior, Steve Irwin, would see that and go, oh, mate, I'm going to fucking ride it like a pony. Now, hold my beer whilst I tickle its testicles.
Ambush predators, which is a scientific way of saying they are dirty f***ing campers. You see, they've got 2 raised eyes that sit on the top of their heads, which means they can submerge their Ford Falcon-sized frame basically entirely under the water without sacrificing the ability to spot whatever they are looking to turn into a Happy Meal. And from your perspective as the Happy Meal, they are really difficult to see, which makes it very easy to walk just a little too close and, yeah, get bitten in half by that hydraulic press that they call a mouth.
That's why I love Nestle Crunch.
Chunk.
That's right, just like any good camper, these scaly arseholes are packing a one-shot in the form of one of the highest bite forces of any animal on the f***ing planet, having been recorded at putting out a maximum of 3,700 PSI of force through their jaws.
Holy!
To put that into context,
and there are people out there that will see these things and go, oh, mate, do you dare me to ride it like a pony? Fucking too right, mate. It'll be fucking wild, it will. Oh, no, Jimmy's lost his goddamn legs. And his arms. And his head. Oh, he's in the belly of the crocodile now. Oh, well, he lived good.
Your skull will crack at 1,100 PSI, so a croc would pop your head like a watermelon. And if you don't immediately get folded by the first bite, those jaws will latch onto you as the croc begins a death roll, spitting its ton of body weight like a washing machine until whatever part of you it has decided to eat snaps off and is added to its protein goals. But the best thing about the crocodile is their...
Do you remember Bloody Raw? Or what's his face from that one fighting game? The guy with the the cat hat thing. Yeah.
But the best thing about the crocodile is their build is so f***ing good. They have genuinely been around with very little evolutionary change for 65 million years.
What a
Which means
unit!
I grew up watching Steve Irwin wrestle
Yeah!
dinosaurs for fun.
That's my boy.
Rest in peace, you absolute f***ing legend. Crocodiles are just dinosaurs.
Damn! Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was amazing. I did make this one a little bit longer because I knew we'd all enjoy catching up with all these more Parz stuff, and I, for one, indulge in this kind of nonsense. And now, after having watched that, I'm summarily reminded why I will never go to Australia! Not without immense financial compensation for my fear of everything that exists over there. So if you've enjoyed this, guys, please subscribe, come by my Twitch. We have almost hit 100,000 subs, which is crazy. And, of course, more Parz. If you're watching this, I am so sorry for my autism. Bye.